Good morning, XRP Army. Good morning, Crypto Army. Well, we survived. We survived the crypto crash, and wow, yeah. So just another day. Just another day here. Just can't worry about the past no more. We gotta look forward to the future. You know. Be buying more crypto as soon as I get paid. I'm still putting my money into the ETF cryptos, and yeah. So anything I say on here is never financial advice, and if you wish to seek financial advice, go to a financial advisor. But for me, I'm still on game here. I'm still gonna do my thing, and I hope you haven't given up. If you did give up and you're just around just checking out things, well, I wish you the best, but I'm not giving up. I didn't panic sell, and I'm not selling. Been through things like this before, not quite so bad, but my partners at my company, they've gone through it, they said, so I'm gonna take their word for it that things are gonna get better. Like I said in my videos yesterday, that they bought more. They was able to buy when it crashed. They didn't buy exactly at the bottom, but they're making money now, and I wish them luck. I wish everybody a bunch of luck. Oh, hold up, folks. I gotta have a drink of my Kona coffee. Yes, sir. Yes. Well, what are your feelings on it? I'm just curious on how your feelings are on what happened. The market makers, they made their moves. People sold, they made their moves. Whale sold, and everything, and it dropped hard. This was a calculated move, definitely a calculated move. Something, my friends and my partners, they were telling me something's gonna happen. They didn't know what, and they just had that feeling. They're very smart business people, so I didn't take their advice, like I said in my past videos, and I regret that now, but hey, I live with my decisions. I live with my decisions, because they didn't even expect it to be this bad, and then when it happened, so. Well, this is my Hawaii shirt. I love Hawaii, and gonna wear it to work today, because we could pretty much dress as we want to. We could dress business-like, we could dress whatever. Today's gonna be a mellow day at work, so I'm just gonna kick back in the office, and but back to the crypto, the cryptos. Wow. I'm basically thinking that this war is gonna extend, again and again and again in the future. Don't know when, but I will be keeping my ears open this time, and seeking financial advice through my friends. They seem to know when things are gonna happen. They don't necessarily know what's gonna happen. They just see things a little differently than I do. But yeah, I'm just gonna start stacking money away, and I'm still gonna buy some crypto, little bits at a time. Stop putting money away again, and I'm gonna save up for days like yesterday. It's been frustrating. I understand it's been frustrating. It was frustrating for me, but hey, I was gonna go through the bear market anyway, so, and just keep stacking because, like I said, I refuse to sell, and I think things are gonna get a hell of a lot better. You know, I really do believe that, and they do too because they're staying in the crypto market. So if they leave the crypto market, I know something terribly wrong. You know. And I definitely will take that advice, and I will let you people know. I believe that. I will definitely let you know. But, you know, Hawaii, it's kind of expensive here. Like I've mentioned many times, that's getting redundant too. So, but, you know, you got to think of your future. You know, you can't throw everything on this crypto venture and expect to be a millionaire overnight. It takes time and patience, and you know, it takes a lot of patience, and you know, and belief. You have to believe in your cryptos. You have to do deep research on your cryptos, and you know, and just go with the ones that have utility and have meanings, and you're gonna be fine. You know, I ventured off, like I said, into Bunk and Pump because it's a Solana meme coin and, you know, low cap meme coin. And, you know, I believe Solana is going to do very well. And, you know, I don't just invest everything into one crypto. I push it out to all the ETFs. I mean, I do still own a lot of other coins that I'm hoping in the future. I'm just going to forget about them. Not even gonna worry about them, and just mainly focus on the ETFs. That's it. You know, and you know, the stock market took a damage too. So it wasn't just us, folks. You know, stock market, they took a hit too. Not as bad as we took a hit, but they took a hit. You know, everything is manipulated in one way or fashion, you know. I just hope these leverage traders learn their lessons, and they, you know, shoot, they got wiped. They got wiped hard, you know. And I knew with XRP, when I seen all those leverages down at the 260 and below, I was like, man, why ain't they going to get them? And, yeah, they shot down and took them all out, you know. Now we got to pay for it because now we have to wait for it to get back up. But, you know, if you still believe in crypto, buy the dips, and, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen for us folks, you know. We're going to be fine, you know. It's not going to happen overnight, you know. It's probably going to take, it could take 5 years. Could take 1 year, could take 2 years, but I believe 5 years. And we'll be back. We'll be back up there and making good money, folks, you know. So if you're in other channels and you're living off that hopium, good luck. Good luck with that, you know. I'm not going to badmouth them too much, but they're just pumping their product, you know. Everything I talk about, I'm not being paid by anybody to say anything, you know. I don't do that. I will not do that. And if I ever did get an opportunity to do that, I would let you know. I would say, hey, listen, I'm being paid to pump this, and, you know, take it as it is. But I'm not, and they're not going to ask me. Believe me, I'm too low on the totem pole. I'm no different than you, trying to make it in the market. This video is a little longer because, you know, I just like talking to you folks, you know. I enjoy this. I really do enjoy making videos, and, you know, and seeing where the market is. And the market's, it looks bad, but I really don't look too bad. If you just focus out, and, you know, we're still doing good. We're still doing good, you know. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, you know. And when I seen my portfolio get wiped out like that, I was like, whoa, yeah. And now there's life in there, and, you know, and Hey, we are relentless. We are an XRP army. We are a crypto army. And we will fight back. I know it. Only the strong survive, you know. You selling the red, like, good luck. Good luck with that, you know. Good luck taking that loss. But I refuse to take a loss. You don't take a loss until you sell. Plain and simple. You know, if you can live with that loss, then hey, that's fine. I hate giving the tax man money. He ain't getting crap out of me this year, that's for sure. He ain't getting nothing out of me this year, but, you know. And by the time everything gets lively again, you know, my taxes are going to be lower when I do finally start selling, you know. Plain and simple. So there's always a rainbow over a graveyard. Believe that. There's always a rainbow over a graveyard. When you think everything's dead, believe me, the rainbow will show up. And it'll brighten your day. You know? Because you're going to realize you're not in that grave. That you're just visiting someone. Well, hopefully. Well, I wish you all the best, you know, and here's the wife.
Aloha.
Yep. We're going to kick back, drink a cone of coffee before I go to work, and, you know, and if I make another video later, I do. If not, you know, was busy working, and, you know, gotta make that money, baby. Gotta make that money. Gotta survive. Can't survive off the crypto world because I'm not rich. So aloha from Hawaii.